It's visible.
Okay, hi.
Sorry, I'm
Hello, everyone.
I'm
Happy
just
Dussehra to all of you.
absolutely.
Okay, let's just start the session. So, welcome to today's IT Professional Masters program featuring Linux RHCE. So, before we, get ahead of the agenda, let's just discuss a basic, the basic questions, or we can say a warm-up session on the basic Linux. So, yeah, here are the questions. You can either unmute yourself or drop your options in the chat box. In which layer of the OSI model do a switch operate? Guys, you can either unmute yourself or drop your option at the chat box, in the chat box.
It's B, data link.
Okay, perfect, Krishna. Yes, the answer is data link layer. Perfect. All right. The second question, and we just straight away head to the agenda for the day. Yeah, this is the second question, the basic question of the Linux. Which of the following is not a Linux distribution?
Windows.
मैं तुम्हें कॉल करूंगा थोड़ा सा रुक जाओ मैं एक मीटिंग में हूँ
Yeah, Krishna, you were saying something? Yeah. May I get the answer
Windows.
for this?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Yes, the correct answer is Windows. All right. So we just straight away head to the agenda for the day. So first of all, in today's class, we'll get the introduction to the RHCE. What is RHCE? And, how the Ansible fits into it. And what is Ansible, how it works, what are the benefits of Ansible automation, how the Ansible is used, and a more of a, a demonstration of the how the Ansible works. So all these details you'll get from our engineer, who is Mr. Amit, who has 13 plus years of industry experience. He has worked in with IBM, Capgemini, and Kyndryl. So before Amit take over the charge, I would like to introduce about you guys about the IT Professional Masters program. So guys, the idea behind the IT Professional Master program is, see, you all can see in your screen that, it covers CCNA, MCSA, and Linux. So the idea behind the introducing this particular program is that, if somebody wants to transition into a different domain, for example, if you guys are, into a cybersecurity domain, and if you wanted to, get the knowledge of the or get want to transition yourself into the cloud or maybe networking domain, then obviously you need to have the fundamental knowledge of a particular domain. So the idea behind this particular thing is, it covers CCNA, MCSA, and Linux. It is of 2 months course, like it comprises of like 6 months course. So the CCNA, you all know, is is the basic, the most popular certification of Cisco, and it covers basically the fundamental of networking. The same way, if somebody wants to transition themselves into the cloud field, then the person can go for the MCSA. That will provide you the basic knowledge of the Windows Server, Azure Cloud. And the same way, if somebody wants to go for the cyber security, or maybe the network automation, DevOps, then the person needs to have the basic knowledge of this Linux. And we are also, I just want to tell you that we are also, official partner with the Red Hat. And if somebody asks me, why Red Hat only, then I would say, like, it's the best vulnerability free operating system. And many MNCs out there today are now, using this particular Linux only. So that's why it's the best thing to, you get to know about the particular Linux or particular operating system. So yeah, this is about the brief introduction about this particular IT Professional Master Program. So I just want to tell you about, and the good news, doesn't stop here. We are just offering you a 3-day free trial on our All Access Pass, which has 50 plus self-paced IT professional courses. So, it gives you an unlimited access to our courses. So I would say, don't miss this opportunity to you if you want to explore more and upgrade your skills, because this is the one-time opportunity for you guys to have a free trial and to know like what the content it is. Okay. All you need to do is register yourself by visiting our website, or maybe you can call at the numbers given below in front of the screen. You can see the numbers. Either you can WhatsApp us or you can call on the number below, in front of your screen, and talk to our career counselors on the same. So don't miss this opportunity, guys. And last but not the least, we have our students' testimonials, who have benefited from our training programs and successfully transitioned into a better role after completing all these courses. So this is just a brief introduction, and you can see, these particular students have showcased their, how they have transitioned into a better roles. So that's all from my side. Is Amit available? Yeah, Amit is there.
Hi, Kritika.
Hi, Amit. Happy to share. How are
Happy
you?
Dashera, happy Dashera, everyone. I'm good. How are
All
you?
right. I'm good, Amit. Yeah, over to you, Amit. Thank you, guys. Thank you for patiently listening to me. Good day. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you,
Over
Kritika.
to
Let me
you.
take over. Yeah, I'm going
Sure.
to share my screen.
Just a minute. Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. So first of all, welcome. This is a demo session. I'll be more or less talking about Ansible, its use cases, the benefits, why should you learn, and about the RHCE certification as well. All right. This course is more or less aligned towards the RHCE certification. We'll be majorly covering the RHCE preparation modules, the course curriculum, along with different other aspects of Ansible automation. Right. Let me start the slide. Hold on. Yeah. All right, guys. So this demo agenda for this demo is, first of all, the overview of RHCE certification. And the second one, the importance of Ansible in RHCE certification. In fact, these two are interlinked. The third one, RHCE's course curriculum. What are we going to learn? And then yes, a Q&A session followed by a demo. Right? A demo in the sense I'll show you what you can do with Ansible. It's a program, right? It's an application. So what can you do with Ansible? Okay. So let me first start with my introduction. My name is Amit, and I'm working as automation architect for an organization right now, and also, working as a trainer, right? So I have experience of more than 13 years. I started my journey as a Linux administrator, slowly moved into automation, and now I design automation for my project, for my organization. And these automations which I design are mostly on Ansible automation. Using Ansible, we can automate various activities on Windows servers, Linux servers, network devices, cloud infrastructure, virtualized infrastructure, for example, VMware vSphere, Azure Cloud, storage boxes like SAN devices, switches, routers. Majorly everything is covered in Ansible automation. Okay, so it's me and my teammates who are going to design the automation, a solution for my project. Right. And when we talk about the skills, I have just listed the skills for this training itself, which is Red Hat Enterprise Linux and Ansible Automation Platform. Ansible Automation Platform is a bigger, we can say, is a bigger piece of, not piece, but it's a suit. It's a big suit, which includes Ansible itself, plus a management system called Ansible Automation Platform. So using this Ansible Automation Platform, you can sort of have a GUI where you can launch your automations. If you're in a project scenario, let's say it's only you who know Ansible, you can design automation. Does it mean that you have to run it? Because you might be designing one automation every day. It might be very small, such as create a user, and you can use this automation on hundreds of machines. User will be created. But are you going to be the one who is going to launch that automation? No. It's going to be the teams who's going to consume the automation, right? Maybe the Linux team, Windows team, storage team, it can be any team. So your job is to just take care of the designing of the automation, and who is going to use them? They're going to use that automation using Ansible Automation Platform. Towards the end of the course, when we actually start the course, right? So towards the end of the course, we'll be talking about this automation platform. We'll install it, we'll configure certain automations, some projects, and we'll see how it works. This will give you a kind of a hands-on, an idea on how things work in real life. Okay, but in order to use this Ansible automation platform, you need to have the basic understanding about Ansible. Because you are going to design the automation, right? If you are, someone from the team, as I said, Linux or Windows, who doesn't know Ansible, doesn't matter. Log into Ansible automation platform, launch the automation. It's one click away. But you are the one who is going to design, right? So for you, it's going to be end to end. You design the automation, you create the project and automation platform, and then you prepare this complete system where anyone can use it. Okay. So we'll talk about it later on. Okay, and the last one, yeah, so certified. Yeah, I'm certified in RHCSA, RHCE. Okay, so even you can get certified. It's not a big deal. After as I said, we are going to prepare for RHCE exam straight away, which means you need to have the basic fundamental Linux skills, and we are going to learn Ansible on top of it. If you don't know Linux, no worries. As we proceed, I'll be giving you various examples. We'll be discussing basic Linux commands as well, because automation is something we start from scratch. First, we design the solution, then we type the commands, then we convert the commands into Ansible instructions, then Ansible instructions into a file called Playbook. Then we upload the file into GitHub. There are various steps. So we'll do that. Okay, so let's start with the RHCE certification itself. Red Hat Certified Engineer. This is the name of the certification. It is the second level of certification. First one is called RHCSA, Red Hat Certified System Administrator. So if you are going to opt for a certification in RHCE, make sure you clear RHCSA exam. Okay. If you're just here to learn the Ansible at RHCE level, fair enough. Okay. But when we talk about, giving the exam, you need to be RHCSA first, then you can go for RHCE exam. Okay. But learning is no harm, right? It's good to learn new technology. Obviously, it's going to help you. If you are working somewhere, it is definitely going to help you, right? So what is RHCE? As I said, Red Hat Certified Engineer. With that tag, you're going to validate your Linux skills and automation skills. So RHCE, someone who is RHCE or RHCE certified, he or she is actually validating that, yes, I know Linux operating system. I know how to work on live servers. Secondly, I know automation, and I can automate not only Linux, but other components as well. Windows, network devices, cloud, virtual infra, everything. Okay. All right. So as I said, the target audience, freshers, experienced professionals, everyone is covered. In fact, these days, freshers out of college are Ansible ready. They learn Linux within their, duration of their course, Linux and Ansible within college, within university. For me as well, when I was back in college, 2008, we asked our dean to, introduce Linux. So at first he wasn't, sure whether he or she should, like introduce Linux or not. But fortunately, at that time, NVIDIA was a close ally for our university. NVIDIA was also sponsoring various projects and all. So our dean consulted with someone from NVIDIA, and they told, yes, Linux is essential. If the students are willing, then why not? So my dean, actually planned a 2 weeks non-stop Linux course. 2 weeks non-stop Linux preparation of RHCSA, 2 weeks non-stop networking preparation of CCNA. And most of us got certified during the college days, within the college duration. Okay, I think it was the second last year, right? So, when we can get certified within college in Linux, what is then Ansible? Ansible is also taught in colleges now. Okay, so if you don't know Ansible within your course curriculum, it was not there, no worries. Okay, if you're working already as a Linux admin, Windows admin, it doesn't matter. You can learn Linux, you can learn Ansible, you can design automation, you can save some time for yourself and focus on upskilling yourself, or maybe learning new skill. You can do that. This is what I did. When I was as a system administrator, I was good with C language programming. So I learned shell scripting very easily. and I did all my work with scripting when Ansible was not introduced. Okay, with the introduction to Ansible, I immediately learned it, got certified. I had plenty of time for myself because everything, whatever I used to do, day-to-day work as a Linux admin, I had mostly automated it. For example, we used to get a lot of add a new user request, add a new hard disk request, let's say new LVM, if you know what is LVM, right? Update the systems, fix the vulnerability. There are so many things going on day-to-day business, day-to-day life. So this is called BAU, business as usual. Okay. So this is called BAU, business as usual. I had automated all the BAU things, the request which we received from the client side, all those things. So when you actually automate BAU, you have plenty of time during your office hours as a free time. Then it's up to you, whatever you want to do. You want to learn new things, you want to upskill, right? And yes, you increase your worth as well. Obviously, automation, you increase your worth straight away. Okay, so next one. Guys, if you have any doubts, any queries during this session, just let me know in the chat, or we are going to have a dedicated time slot for Q&A as well, right? My focus for today is to show you how Ansible works. Okay, I'll show you how to install it, configure it, and all those things. Okay. So why Ansible for RHCE? Again, as I said, first of all, in the modern IT environments, automation is a must. Automation skill is a must. Even if you want to enter as a DevOps engineer, even as a fresher DevOps engineer, you need Ansible. Not only Ansible, but in an abstract view, you need automation skills. Okay, there are various automation tools available. You can learn Python, the hardcore automation, Terraform, or Ansible. Okay, Ansible, as I said, it's going to cover everything. Your physical machine, virtual machine, cloud instances, network devices, Linux, Windows, any operating system. Okay, and in Linux, all the popular distributions are covered. Ubuntu, CentOS, Red Hat, SUSE, all those are covered, right? Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let's jump into the course curriculum, which is sort of important to understand. What are you going to learn? What will be the flow, right? So first module, again, it is 4 or 5 modules max in RHCE. In total, it's going to be a 50-hour duration course. It's going to be a weekend class, right? Saturday, Sunday, 2 hours each. So we can say 4 hours a week. Now you can do the math. 4 hours a week, how many weeks required for 50 hours? And let me tell you, 50 hours includes, buffer time as well. Let's say I'm not well, not able to take the class, or not available. So I may postpone the class, right? Or let's say you need more time to practice, don't want me to proceed some weekend. So we can do that. That's all acceptable, right? So I just take all of these things into consideration, and then I say 50 hours. Normally, we close the chapter, close the course within 40 hours itself, 40 to 45 max. Okay, including practice, multiple practice sessions. In fact, this complete course is practical course. Bit of a theory and more of a practical session. Okay, every 2 hours, we may have 20 hours of 20 minutes of theory and remaining time for the practice and develop the automation like that. So first module is installing, managing services. Okay, and the software. It means when you install Ansible, when the machine is ready with Ansible, how to use Ansible for these small tasks, how to manage a service, start a service, stop a service, how to install a software, let's say a web server, HTTP web server. You can do that manually with the command, obviously, but Ansible will connect to the machines, install the application automatically, and multiple machines can be handled simultaneously. Okay, so it will drastically speed up your work. Normally, if you're a system admin, you're not working on one machine. You're working on multiple machines, one after another after another. Let's say, again, the same example. You have a task, add user demo to 100 servers, Linux machines. You log into machine 1, machine 2, machine 3. It's going to take some time. But with Ansible, The same task can be done within 2 or 3 minutes max. You need 5 minutes to create the script, Ansible playbook. You need another 2 minutes or 3 minutes to let the script run, perform its action on the servers. Total 10 minutes, your job is done. Okay. Right. So installing, managing software. Second is creating playbook, roles, and using modules. Like in Linux or Windows, let's say Linux for now, if you have to perform some operation, you have to run a command, correct? You want as simple as creating a user. The command is user add. So user add command in Linux is going to create a user in the system. That user can then log into the server and perform the work, right? The user add command is Linux command. If we're talking about automation in Ansible, Ansible doesn't know what is user add. All it knows is there is a module which can trigger user add command. So the module in Ansible is called user. User module is going to trigger user add command on the endpoint on the destination server, and user will be created. Okay, so Ansible works on modules. You can say for every command there is one module. As I said, user add, module name is user. Okay. For installing and updating the operating system, let's say not installing, but yes, updating the operating system, installing new packages, new applications, there is a command called DNF in Linux, Red Hat Linux. Okay, so the corresponding module is called package. With the package module is going to trigger this DNF command on the endpoint on the server, and then maybe you are going to update the server or install some applications. Okay, so modules, we are going to learn at least 20 modules. Minimum 20 is minimum 16 are required to clear the exam. Obviously, we're going to learn few more. Okay, you need to learn and practice 16 modules, which will be used during the exam. If you enroll for the exam, it's good. It's going to be a 4-hour exam, 16 or 18 questions. 4 hour in the sense you are going to type for 4 hours non-stop. Okay, so 4-hour duration is the exam. Let's say 15-20 minutes for analyzing the questions and all, and remaining time you're just going to type. You'll be using 16 modules. We'll talk about the exam scenario later on. Okay. Next, module 3 is deploying and configuring systems. Yes, you can automate the system deployments. Again, we will learn more about all of these when we actually start the course. Network services and security, which means modifying the IP details on the server, adding a port or enabling the port in firewall, disabling the port in firewall, all those things. Even there is a thing called SE Linux in Red Hat Linux. SE Linux is again something security within the operating system. It takes care of what the operating system is doing within itself. The network part is not included here. Network part is handled by firewall. Okay. So SE Linux can also be handled with automation. Okay, so automation, this Ansible automation. Okay, last one is advanced features, which is like Ansible automation platform deployment and configuration. We will do one thing. We will install AAP, which is Ansible automation platform. It's a paid software from Red Hat, but we will get it for free under trial license. We will get one trial license for it is valid for 60 days or 90 days. We will get that. We will use it and we will install AAP on our system and we'll see how it functions. Okay, so again, it is something for the end, not immediately. Right. Any questions, guys, till now? Any doubts? Also, at the same time, let me open the TOC. So I have elaborated all the modules separately. Okay. No questions. Okay, perfect. And all right. So yeah, so what are we going to learn? As I said, there are 4 or 5 modules. So the first module will be the basic introduction, starting from the Linux commands, the Linux concepts, because that is very important. If you are someone who doesn't know Linux and want to enter automation, yes, you can enter. But as I said, this course is more or less aligned towards RHCE, Linux and Ansible. Okay. Prerequisite is Linux. You should know basics of Linux. Not deep dive, but yeah, basic stuff. If you're RHCSA certified, good. If you have prepared for RHCSA but not certified yet, again, good. Fundamentals of Linux are clear, good. You just know basic commands, 5 or 10 commands, good. If you don't understand Linux at all, again, not to worry. Okay, so this is the purpose. Like the first module is to help you understand how Linux behaves, it works, and then we'll jump into automation, the real automation. Okay, and the real automation is starting with the Ansible installation. Install Ansible on a machine. Okay, and when you install Ansible, you're going to deal with inventories, modules, variables, facts, playbooks, configuration. What else? Yeah, like that. Okay, so installing Ansible is okay. So there is an architecture as well, which I should actually highlight. How Ansible works. Now, this is also important to understand how Ansible works. Okay, let's say this is your organization network, your company or your project network. On the project network, there will be many devices, Windows, Linux. But for now, let's assume all of these boxes are Linux servers. Okay, so I have few of them. Right. Okay, so all of these machines are Linux machines, maybe running Red Hat Linux, Ubuntu Linux, CentOS Linux, SUSE Linux, doesn't matter. Okay, a typical scenario would be without automation, it's going to be like you are sitting outside, or maybe within the network, you are connected somehow. So you are going to connect to all of these machines one by one to perform the job. Okay, add a user or update the servers, whatever the job is, you have to log in manually one by one. And how do you log into the machine? You log in via SSH, right? So you use SSH command, you log into the machine, and you perform the action. If required, you can also become root. You can become root and perform system admin level work. Like user add is a system admin level work. You need to be root to in order to run user add command, correct? So this is a typical scenario. It includes manual efforts. How to eliminate that? We can eliminate by installing an Ansible on any of these machines. Just pick one machine, or let's say deploy a new one, entirely new one, just for Ansible. Okay. Let's say we choose the first one here. Okay, and let's say this machine will act as my control node. What is control node? Where Ansible is installed. Okay, so this is the control node. On the control machine, we call it control. Okay, on the control node, we are going to install Ansible. So Ansible will be installed here, and then it will be connecting from here. Control node will be connecting to all the other managed nodes. What are managed nodes? Where automation needs to happen. Okay, so Ansible will connect to managed nodes. It will perform the automation there. Control node is the one where you create the automation file and then you run the automation file. Okay, so control node is that machine where you, first of all, install Ansible. Just a second. Okay, can I move it? Let me expand it here. You can go. Right. You're going to install Ansible on the control node. Second part, you will make sure control node is able to SSH to manage nodes. Okay. So yes, there has to be a user. Using that user, Ansible software is going to initiate the connection and log into the endpoints or the managed nodes. Okay. Also on the managed nodes, there are a few things to do. On the managed nodes, first of all, you make sure the same user, or we can say Ansible user, is present. Okay, and the Ansible user should be able to use sudo. Why sudo? Because as I said, if you want to run user add, you need sudo access. You need to run sudo space user add as a normal user, or become root and then run user add straight away. Okay, So these are few things to understand. So Ansible works from here, which means you as a automation engineer, you will log in here, you will type the Ansible commands, or you will create the Ansible playbook file and specify all the instructions over there. And the file runs, it will perform the automation on the endpoints. Okay, 20 servers in one batch. In one go, 20 servers are connected parallelly. In next loop, it's a kind of a loop, right? In the next iteration, next 20 servers. So even if you have 100 servers or 200 servers, all will be covered within no time. Right. Okay. So when we talk about Ansible, one thing you should remember is Ansible is based on Python. So developers used Python programming language and developed an application called Ansible. So backend is Python. Okay. And Ansible is developed using Python. It uses Python modules. The modules which I just told you about, okay, all those are Python-based modules. So does it mean that you should know or you should learn Python? First of all, Python in general is a good language. Okay, so it will add to your skill set. If you learn or if you know Python, it adds to your CV, it adds to your skill set, right? If you learn Python with the respect to Ansible, if you know or learn Python with the respect to Ansible, then in that case, you will be able to modify or enhance Ansible functionality. Let's say there is a scenario where you want to perform something, but there is no corresponding module available. Doesn't matter. You know Python, you can create your own module. But the question is Python covered in this course? No. It is not covered. Generally, we don't really get into, designing our custom modules. There are thousands, more than 35,000 modules are available. It covers the entire IT. Cloud. In cloud, AWS modules are separate. Azure modules are separate. Google Cloud modules are separate. Linux modules are separate. Windows modules are separate. Okay, network devices, storage devices, whatever you can think of. Okay, so there are plenty of modules available. There is no chance that you are going to miss out on any automation. Okay, but as I said, if you know Python, it's good. We are not going to use Python throughout the course. It's not required. Just like Firefox. Let's say Firefox is developed using Python. Do you need to know Python in order to use Firefox? No. You just open the application Firefox, you type the URL, press enter, you interact with the website. Okay, so same way, you start the application, you run the command Ansible, you use its modules to perform the automation. That's it. Okay. Okay, but there is one thing. As a user, if you don't even know Python, what is P of the Python doesn't matter. But on the system, on the control node or the manage nodes, Python need to be installed. Good thing is Python comes pre-installed. Okay, so when you install Red Hat Linux or let's say CentOS or any other Linux, Python will be pre-installed. You just check the version. It should be the supported version by Ansible, which you will see when we start the course. Okay, properly. The first day will be install Ansible and all those things. Right? Okay, so Python is a prerequisite. Good thing it already ships with it. The operating systems come packaged with Python libraries. Okay. Okay, so installing and configuring Ansible on control node. Now you will understand what is control node, right? Install the application, configure it, manage parallelism. We'll talk about it. What is this? Configure Ansible on manage nodes. We are not going to install Ansible apart from control node anywhere else. On the manage node, you just have to make sure the Ansible user is created. That's it. And sudo is configured. Okay. And then script administration task. Let's say you are familiar with shell script. How can we use shell script and use Ansible automation in tandem? Yes, we can do that. I'll show you how it is done. But when you know modules, you'll not go back to shell script. Trust me. Okay, with shell scripts, you can do simpler tasks with Ansible automation also. Ansible will be used to connect to the servers and shell script to automatically launch the automation. Okay. So next one is create Ansible plays and playbooks. As I said, for simpler tasks, this approach is fine. But when the task is complex, for example, let me give you one example of complex task. Not that complex, but yes, for this demonstration, it will be fine. Install HTTPD server. It's a web server on port number 82. And what else? Okay, let's stop here. 3 words. Install HTTPD on port number 82. Okay. So if you try to do it by yourself using commands, there are going to be at least 8 to 10 commands. Let me show you. Install, first of all, installation, DNF install, HTTPD. Once it is installed, systemctl, enable, -- now, HTTPD, right? After that it is done, then change the port number in the configuration, vi/etc/httpd/conf/httpd.conf. This is the configuration file. Change the port number from 80 to 82 as per the question. Once you're done, then you have to restart HTTPD. In fact, we'll do restart in the end. Okay. So now, since we are changing the port number, we have to inform SE Linux and firewall. For SE Linux, it is SE manage port -a -t SSH HTTP _port _t -p is TCP and port number 82. And guys, don't worry if you don't know these commands, doesn't matter. I'm just elaborating what will I do if I have this task. I don't know Ansible automation. I have the task in hand. What is how to perform the installation of HTTP on port number 82. Okay. There is a chat. Ahmed is asking, hi Ahmed, shall we cover all YAML editing, VI or Nano? See, YAML, yes, YAML is the format using which we are going to create the playbook, Ansible playbook. We will be using VI editor, Nano editor, or even this Visual Studio Code. Okay, so this is HTML. Don't focus on the code. So this is Visual Studio Code. We can use Visual Studio Code to design the automation and then save the file on the server and then run it. Okay, we'll see that. So after you inform SE Linux, you have to inform firewall. So firewall, before you inform firewall, check it. Systemctl enable -- now, not check, simply start and enable firewall D. Now you can inform firewall -cmd -add port number is 82, will be working on TCP. Permanently you have to add -permanent. Then we have to reload the firewall to immediately apply this rule, correct? And finally, you can restart HTTPD. Okay, and then check from outside whether the website is available or not. So how many commands are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 commands. So if you follow the approach of, let me go back. Yeah, if you follow this approach, create simple shell scripts that use Ansible ad hoc commands and perform the automation, you may get stuck in some or the other step and you won't be able to troubleshoot. The correct way is convert these commands into Ansible modules and type everything in the playbook. Playbook is nothing, it's a file which has extension .yaml. YAML, okay, when the course starts, I'll explain more about YAML. Okay. So in this file, in this playbook, you type everything, the Ansible instructions, the modules, what to do, how to do, and then you run this playbook. When you run this playbook, you'll get elaborated messages on the screen, what's happening at what stage. If something breaks, it will tell you what went wrong with the justification or with the reason. So this way you're able to perform the troubleshooting better, quickly, and come back to the actual automation work and resume, which means fix the problem and resume the automation, right? So this is the role of playbook. When you have single line task, add user, that's fine. You can use Ansible ad hoc command. No need to create a playbook file. Simply run Ansible command, call the module, supply the username, and that's it. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about the modules. What modules are we going to learn? we're going to learn modules regarding software packages and repositories, which is like package module, DNF module, like that. So package module will help you perform the installation, removal, even the update of the operating system, install applications, remove, update applications, or even update the operating system itself. Services, how to handle the services with service module. Stop service, start the service, restart the service. Firewall rules, storage devices, file system is like create a partition, apply file system and all. Storage devices, LVM, file content, create a file with some information, okay, copy paste. Archiving is star command, okay. Schedule task, cron job. Security is SE Linux. User and group, user management. So there is a dedicated module for all of these topics. Again, these are very less that I have just covered here. As I said, we'll be learning more than 20 modules and minimum 16 modules are required to clear the exam. Okay. Then it comes to roles. What is a role? You have to learn what is a role, because in an organization, if you are creating an automation, that might also be used by someone else. Okay. Maybe in some other project, they have a similar scenario. They will reuse your code. You have to make sure the code is reusable. Okay, so whatever you create a playbook, that playbook will be divided into multiple parts. All those parts combined is called a role. We'll talk about this when we reach here. Okay. And finally, the advanced features like Vault, Ansible automation platform, customized configurations, all those things. Right? Any doubts? Okay, we have chats. No, Ahmed, it doesn't matter. You can ask any sort of question and n number of questions as well. Okay. So your question is in the way, shall we manage all ports? Yeah. So see, with automation, if you have a requirement, you can do anything. If the requirement says open up all the ports from the range 2000 till 4000, you can do that. Okay, just one single line is enough. Or just call the firewall module in Ansible, it will do the job. Let's say you want to apply this rule on 200 servers. You will be able to do it with Ansible command, Ansible application. Okay. Can we say Ansible is an enhanced version of ADC for RHEL? What is ADC? I'm sorry. Let me check it on Google. What is ADC? Hold on. Okay, application delivery controllers. No. See, the Google says ADC automation refers to the process of using tools and software to automate the configuration, deployment, and management of application delivery. This ADC is one part of Ansible. Okay. Okay, Active Directory Control. ADC is one part of Ansible. You can do much more than that. You can create a virtual machine, install Red Hat or Windows operating system on it, all with this Ansible automation. Okay. So once the virtual machine is ready, then if you want to install, let's say, Oracle database or let's say HTTP server, then Ansible will connect to that virtual machine, install all the dependencies or all the required applications, and there you go. Your server is ready for handover. Give it to the client. Okay. So it's end-to-end. Ansible is used for end-to-end automation. Even we have named our automation, which is for server provisioning. Create a new server, hand over to the client. It is called end-to-end server provisioning in my organization. So what it does, Ansible will connect to the vCenter. If you know what is vCenter, it will connect to the vCenter. It will create a template. It will create a virtual machine out of a template, Windows or Linux, doesn't matter. Once the template is up and live, once the virtual machine is up and running, obviously there will be an IP address. So Ansible is going to connect to that IP, to the machine, log in, perform vulnerability fixes if required, perform health checks, remediate the health check deviations, join the server with the AD. There are so many things happening in the background. At least 20 Ansible jobs run, one after the another. And then finally, the server is ready to be handed over to the client. Okay, and we call it end-to-end server provisioning. Right now, we are using virtual environment, which is the VMware vSphere, but we have also developed automation for the cloud. If required, if the client is asking for deployment of a virtual machine or an instance, cloud instance, we can do that. Okay, so again, guys, this is too early to explain you how it works, but as we proceed with the course, I'll be walking you through different aspects, not only Windows only, but yes, cloud, network devices and all, right? Although it's not part of the course officially, but yes, you should know. Okay, in fact, what I'll do is I'll be sharing one Google Drive when we start the course. I'll be sharing one Google Drive, and it looks like this. Hold on. Google Drive link. And let me open up the previous RHCE batch, which I have finished. Where it is? August weekday. No. Did I lose it? Guys, just a minute. April weekday, April weekend, August weekday, August weekend last year. Okay, April weekday. September weekend. Okay, no, this is not the one. Ansible. Let me find Ansible. Okay, here it is. Okay, so you will get ebooks like this. You'll be getting various ebooks, starting from the RHCSA, the Linux fundamentals. Okay, and learning Ansible, RHCE certification guide. This is the old version. I'll be sharing the new version with you. Okay, and playbooks, various playbooks. Playbooks like if you want to automate something, how to do that. Okay, so obviously you'll understand them when we start the course. Okay, but in advance, I'll be sharing many things with you. Right, so these are some courseware or the course material. And whenever we have a class, we're going to have, I'm going to open up the notepad and type something. All these notes will be stored in the notes folder. And finally, the PPT, I'll be using, I think, this PPT for the course. RHCE, the exam code is EX294. Okay. And we'll be learning Ansible end to end. Okay. So this PPT is also shared in the Google Drive in advance. So the moment you get the link when we start the course, just download all the material on day one, right? Okay, just give me a second. I think we have covered pretty much everything. Guys, do we have any questions, any doubts, any queries? Because next is the demonstration. I'll try to demonstrate how Ansible works. Okay, yes, for that I need to set it up. Okay. So please, if you have any queries, let me know.
Amit, Krishna here.
Yes, hi Krishna.
Hi. So my quick question is, I see there is a different, course being offered by Red Hat, which is something like D047 or something, which is like network automation with Red Hat platform, something. So how is
Just
it
hold on.
different with this?
Ansible network automation, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just check.
Network automation with Ansible platform, something.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Let me check the course name. It is more or less like some documentation. Download the automation guide. Hold on. Let me see. As far as I remember, we don't have any specific certification for just for the network part. But yes, various guides.
Can you search like D047 or something? Like, or maybe search like Ansible Network Automation course or exam.
Okay, let's see that. 457? No. 457, I think it's deprecated. Oh, let's see. Hold on. It
Yeah.
says, okay, 457 is advanced Ansible course. With, oh, nice. Ansible Network Automation. It is 457. Correct. Maybe it is introduced recently.
Yeah, I wasn't sure of the code, but yeah, I think it was something like this. Yeah.
Okay, but the course curriculum is almost the same. See,
Okay.
using SSH login to remote systems.
Yeah. The reason
Build
is
inventory.
like
Exactly the
wanted
same.
to
The
see.
course curriculum is exactly the same. Yeah.
Oh, it's safe then. Okay.
It is same, but yes, modules might be different, right? In
Yeah.
RHCS,
Okay.
RHCE, we are going to learn more or less about Linux and Windows. We'll be discussing modules for Linux and Windows. And this specific course is going to talk about all the modules which are used for network automation. But the thing
Okay.
is, when you know Ansible, you can perform automation on any device. That's what I wanted to say.
Mm.
I also
Okay.
learned just Linux and automation, Ansible automation, that's it. But right now I'm automating on VMware, Azure. Okay. You just need to have
Yeah.
instructions from the respective teams and you can automate it. If you know all of this, good. If you don't, then get the instructions from the team. Okay.
Yeah. The
Instructions
reason is
like,
my
yes, please.
organization is basically offering, some free training. So
Mhm.
as I'm already registered with networking for
Right.
RHCE,
Mhm.
wanted to, the other ones already did it. So wanted to give a try with the network automation thing.
Yes.
So that's the reason. Like I'm just wanted to check like what exactly the difference is. If it is
Yeah.
pretty much similar and it's not worth taking, then
Mhm.
I would properly, uh, probably worth looking at different course that my organization is providing. So that's the whole idea behind my
Yeah,
question.
I
So
understand. Yes, I understand that.
yeah.
But again, it's up to you. As I said,
Yeah.
this course is more or less aligned towards the RHCE. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Whatever you learn, the table of content you see, again, it is
Yeah.
more or less similar with the network automation part.
Mm.
Let me open it. Yeah, here it is. So this is the basic fundamentals of Ansible. When you know all of this, you can perform automation on Linux, Windows, network devices, whatever it is. For network devices, you will be learning additional modules. Okay.
Mm.
It's like that.
Just the modules
Yeah.
are the difference.
Yes.
Okay.
Modules difference. That's it. Remaining part is
Okay.
exactly the same.
Yeah. Cool. And also like I don't know, it's kind of an like a very generalized question, or it's not related with Ansible at all. But
Mhm.
so I'm personally more inclined towards Python.
Right.
But do you think learning this would definitely help in the learning process of Python, or is it something
No.
not
Learning,
really?
see,
Okay.
learning of Python is completely different. Although I've shared the
Yeah.
ebook as well in the Google Drive. Learning
Yeah.
Python is different. Learning Ansible is different. If you know Python, learning Ansible, the playbook part becomes way more easy. Okay, because we'll be
Mm.
using conditionals,
Yeah.
loops, variables, you know, try catch blocks, like we have exception handling in Python, we have the same in Ansible as well. If these concepts are new for you, doesn't matter, you're starting fresh. If you know already these concepts, maybe through Java programming or Python programming, then you will feel at home. You'll feel, okay, I know all of this. Okay,
Mm.
it's like that.
Okay. Yeah. Understood. Oh, cool.
All right.
And by the way, I was already in your RHCA course
Yes, I
a
remember.
couple years
Yes,
back.
yes, yes.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, I remember
Cool.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Anyways, I cleared my RHCA exam. So yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for that.
perfect. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so what I'm trying to do right now is trying to create the scenario, like prepare the machine, install Ansible, and show you how automation works. Okay, so I have already installed Ansible. Okay, when we start the actual classes, obviously we start from this part: install Ansible, configure everything. So I'm just doing it quickly. Okay, so hold on, just give me like 2-3 minutes. Okay, I can log in. Can I become root? I can become a root. Yes. Okay. And what else? It is done. Passwordless authentication. Okay, let me do that. All right. So right now I'm on this machine, which is called server one, as you can see, server one, right? Ansible is already installed, which I can check with Ansible -v command. So hyphen version, my bad. So it says Ansible version 2.15 is installed. Good. So in Ansible, it's like you need to work under a directory where you keep the configuration. If you're working on 3 projects, there will be 3 directories and 3 configuration files. Okay. So let's create my first project directory, mkdir proj1 cd project1. It's empty right now. The first file will be inventory file vi/etc. No, sorry. In the current location, we have to create inventory file. And here we have to specify the machine name. Let's say it is called node1. Right now, only node1. Okay. Save and exit. And in the host file, I'll tell what exactly node1 is. This is node1. So whenever I type node1, this IP should be connected, right? So when I say ping node1, the IP should respond. Okay, it's not responding. Why? 192.168 on this 129. And what is this machine? 129. 106.129. Okay. Let me check that again. Strange, not happening. Okay, let me check some things. Okay, I have multiple network. Turn it off. Still not working, but I was able to ping the IP, right? I was able to connect to this IP, yes. Somehow it is not resolving. Oh, my bad. First IP address and then node 1. I'm sorry for that. Now ping this node 1, the ping works. Okay, the format was not correct in the file. Okay, so I have created a file which is called inventory. In the inventory, we just specify what machines are the managed nodes. Right now, I've just mentioned only one machine. Okay. There is another file which we need to create, which is called ansible.cfg. Ansible.cfg file will contain 2 parts, 2 sections. Okay, let me copy those sections from here just to save time. Okay, here it is, a sample file. Right. So there are 2 sections. Again, I won't explain you each and everything right now. You'll get confused. Okay, so after specifying the Ansible user, which is going to be student in this case, Okay, so now let's test it out. I will use Ansible command. I will connect to all nodes in the inventory file. I will use the module ping, and let's see if Ansible is able to ping the machine or not. It says success. What happened here? Ansible was able to log into the machine node 1 as a root user, and it was able to run a Python script for pinging the machine. Ping response was Pong, and you can see here. So this is the information from node 1. If there are multiple machines, the same thing will happen. Okay, right now my other machines are not connected to network. That's why I cannot use them. So just imagine that there are 10 or 20 machines. You can do the parallel ping or simultaneous ping with this one single command. If you do it manually, it will be like connect to first machine, then second machine, then third, or even better, you can use a shell script. Shell script will be like 10 to maybe 10 lines long. You have to type all those 10 lines, run the shell script, then it will work. Here in Ansible, it is just one single line and 4 words: Ansible all -m ping. That's it. And it is able to ping all the machines which you specified in the inventory file. Maybe for this project, only one server is required. Or let's say 10 servers are required. Okay. It is one small thing. Can I do something else? Let's say add a user. Yes, I can do that. -m user module. Give the options with -a where the name is equal to demo. Enter. Okay, so it says success. Changed false. Why false? Because home demo user is already there. Let's create demo 10, which should be a new user. Demo was already there. Now you see a different color output. It says on node 1 changed. Demo 10 has been created, and these are the values, properties of the user. Okay, so right now I'm doing automation on only one machine. You can mention 10 machines in the inventory file, and all those 10 machines will be connected and automation will happen. All right, guys. Okay, so this is how Ansible helps you. I'm talking about Ansible with Linux, but you can also deal with Ansible and network devices, Ansible and Windows servers, Ansible and cloud environment. Okay, everything is covered. It's all about first of all, the learning the application, and then you decide how to use it. Like I do, in my current organization, it's a mixed bag: Linux, Windows, network devices, storage devices, cloud, everything. Right? All right, guys. So I think this is it for today for this demo session. When we start the actual classes, I think it's going to be next week or so, the same day, like Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2. Okay, so we're going to start with the first step. First, we create a lab. We create 2 to 3 servers, virtual machines. They won't use much resources because one CPU, 512 MB RAM, that would be more than enough, or even a GB RAM. Okay, one CPU per machine, 1 GB per machine, like that. So we can have 2 to 3 machines minimum. Install Ansible on control, configure the manage nodes, and then perform the automation. Okay, we'll start from there. Right. All right, guys. So this is it for today. Any doubts before I close? Before I wrap up the session? Any questions? Okay, we have a chat. Yes,
yeah.
please.
So the classes are going to start from next week, you said?
Yeah, most probably next Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2, Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
So yeah, as I said, 4 hours per week.
Yeah. Thanks.
Right. All right, then, guys. It was nice meeting you all. Let's connect next time when the classes are live, right? Okay, then. Bye bye. Have a good day. Happy Dussehra.
See you all. Bye.
Yeah, bye bye.